Hey guys, this is Malinki. Welcome back to my channel, Voice of Malinki. Today we will talk about orientation, navigation and homing. This is an ethology lecture. And if you are new in my channel, please subscribe my channel. And if you like my video, please do like, comment and share my video. So first is orientation. Orientation is the position of the animal with reference to gravity. Now there are different types of orientation, such as positional orientation, object orientation, strato-orientation, zonal orientation, topographical orientation, kinesis and taxis. We will talk about them one by one. First is positional orientation. Animals maintain their upright posture against gravity. It is called positional orientation. So all vertebrates, including us, show positional orientation because our body is upright, right, against gravity. Next is object orientation. When an animal tries to get an object, such as food, it is called object orientation. Then strato orientation. When animals swim vertically in water, it is called strato orientation. That means this orientation is in this way, in vertical way. Aquatic animals show strato orientation. Next is zonal orientation. When an animal moves from one zone to another zone, it is called zonal orientation. When an animal moves from grassland to forest, it shows zonal orientation. Next is topographical orientation. When an animal migrates long distance, it is called topographical orientation. A migratory bird shows topographical orientation since a migratory bird travels long distance. Next is kinesis. Kinesis is the undirected movement of an animal in response to a stimuli. We will see different types of kinesis. It is mainly of two types, orthokinesis and clinokinesis. Orthokinesis, in which the speed of movement of the individual is dependent upon the stimulus intensity. For example, cockroaches move from brighter areas to darkness. With increased darkness, there is an increase in its movement towards the aimed place. Next is clinokinesis, in which the frequency of turning is proportional to stimulus intensity. For example, the behavior of the flatworm, which turns more frequently in response to increasing light, thus ensuring that it spends more time in dark areas. Next is taxis. So taxis is the directed movement of an animal in response to a stimuli. There are different types of taxis like clinotaxis, tropotaxis, telotaxis, menotaxis and pneumotaxis. We will talk about them one by one. First is clinotaxis. Clinotaxis occurs in those animals which have single receptor. The cells for reception may be located all over the body but often towards the anterior side. The organism detects the stimuli by turning its head sideways and comparing the intensity of the stimulus. Their direction of movement is then based on the stronger stimulus, either moving toward a desirable stimulus or away from an undesired one. When the intensity of stimuli is balanced equally from all sides, the organism moves in a straight line. The movement of butterfly larvae demonstrates clinotaxis. Next is tropotaxis. Tropotaxis is found in animals which have paired receptors as eyes in planaria. Animal gets equal inputs on both the receptors and hence it can move in straight line towards or away from light. Next is telotaxis. Telotaxis also requires paired receptors. but the organism uses only one organ to identify the stimulus direction. Honeybee, seeing two light sources, flies to any one by making a choice. Next is menotaxis. Menotaxis involves maintaining a constant angle in relation to the source of stimulus. Honeybees fly from their hives to the flowers by maintaining a constant angle to the sun. Mnemotaxis. Mnemotaxis is the use of memory to follow trails that organisms have left when traveling to or from their home. Wasp circles around the nest and carries a memory map of the nest and its surroundings, which helps it to return to the nest. Next, we will talk about homing and navigation. Homing is the ability of an animal to return to home. Navigation is the mechanisms of species behavior that facilitate homing. Animals including mammals, birds and insects are capable of learning landmarks in their movement and of using them in navigation. Orientation by the sun. Some animals can navigate using the position of the sun. Examples of such animals are fish, birds, bees, butterflies, ants, sea turtles, etc. Orientation by the night sky. Night migrant birds such as white-throated warblers orient themselves by the position of stars in the night sky. Orientation by the polarized light. Some insects such as honeybees are sensitive to the polarization of light. Honeybees use polarized light to estimate the position of the sun in the sky. A worker bee returns to the hive and signals to other workers the range and direction of the food relative to the sun by means of a waggle dance. The observing bees are then able to locate the food. Next is magnetoreception. Some birds, such as pigeons, are sensitive to the Earth's magnetic field because of the presence of magnetite in their head and neck muscles. Magnetite is a mineral. It is one of the oxides of iron. It strongly attracts magnets. Olfaction. Olfactory navigation is a possible mechanism in pigeons. Pigeons build and remember a mental map of the odors in their area, recognizing where they are by the local odor. Olfactory cues may be important in salmon, which return to the exact river where they hatched. Fish such as minnows can accurately tell the difference between the waters of different rivers by the olfactory means. Infrasound. Infrasound travels much further than ordinary sound and it comes from many different natural sources including wind, storms, ocean waves, earthquakes and other geological events. Birds can hear infrasound that we cannot hear and hence they possess this accessory navigational capability. Topographical landmarks. Some diurnal birds use topographical landmarks such as mountains, river valleys and forests for their migration. So diurnal birds are actually active in daytime and they can remember these things. So this is all about today's lecture. I hope you liked the lecture. If you want to get PDF notes of this topic, please find the first pinned comment or the description box. Thank you.